What's shaking, folks? Back with another reaction, back with another lucky dip. And this is one from great friend of the channel, Stephan. Thank you for the patience and for the music, like always, my good friend. And apparently this is a tune from a Swedish group. Now, Secret Service is a funny title because, here in the States that relates to a federal bureau, division, I'm not sure, agency, I think. So of course my mind immediately goes to that, but also the idea of Secret Service could relate to intelligence or to spy agencies. So it sounds like it's official business. It sounds like an organization that is up to a lot of things, and maybe some of them are not being publicized, or maybe some of them are clandestine. So yeah, it's a cool choice for a group name, though I can't say I've ever heard of them. So yes, apparently they're Swedish, which is interesting because a lot of groups that I've been going through on the channel are Swedish, not just ABBA or Ace of Base or Roxette, but I recently reacted to, it was a lucky dip. What was the name of the group? Of course I'm going to blank on it in the moment. But yes, the point is there are a number of groups that I've been going through of Swedish origin, so it is a musical hotspot, and perhaps one that has been in part influenced, of course, by the success of ABBA, which is to say, I don't make that like, oh, well, they're just doing what ABBA did or whatever. I know there's some people who talk about Ace of Base in that way, and I think it does an injustice to the creativity of that group, but I would just say it seems perhaps like more people started paying attention to Swedish music because ABBA became this international phenomenon. In any case, I don't know anything about the group, but the name of the track is Flash in the Night. So yeah, it suggests something that is ephemeral, transitory, something which comes into being in the nocturnal hours and then maybe dissipates by morning. Of course, I'm thinking of Cinderella suddenly. But yes, the idea seemingly being that there is a short duration for something that is luminous, something that is energetic or otherwise remarkable, but which has a very finite lifespan. And of course that could be an experience with another person, that could be a cultural scene, the idea, again, as someone who went to rave parties in the 90s, there'd be warehouses that by day they'd be, empty or perhaps, low-level activity, and then at night suddenly there's hundreds or even thousands of people there rocking out to crazy music, and then by the time morning comes, all the equipment's taken out of there and, no one knows anything about it. No one is the wiser. So I feel like it could manifest on different scales. Of course, it could be about a feeling internally. It could be, like I thought I felt this, but by morning I realized it wasn't that, and I, had to correct myself or head in a different direction. So I feel like it could happen internally, externally, on different scales, but it sounds like something that is brief but significant, impactful in some way. Let's give it a listen. This is Secret Service. The track is Flash in the Night, and it's a lucky dip provided by friend of the channel, Stephan. Oh. That's cool. I don't know what I expected, but when it started, I was struck by seemingly a mixture of sonic atmospheres, which is to say, there's obviously an electronic feel to it, that electric, almost metallic lower end, and that, sort of dance floor style rhythm to the tune. But there was also that like angelic backing. I don't know if they were like vocal synths or if they were actually like choir vocals, but that gave it almost this transcendent feel. There were some sonic touches that felt a bit cosmic, a bit spatial, meaning outer space. But maybe the most notable element, and expressed through some different sounds along the way, was like this mysterious gothic type of atmosphere, a bit not only mysterious but a bit ghostly. There was like a like ghost style kind of synth. There was like this echoed cavernous feel with, again, a bit of mystery, a bit of uncertainty, maybe a bit of danger. So I'm thinking of like old buildings and architecture, almost like a Dracula movie or something. So it was like a dance tune with cosmic and angelic elements that still felt mysterious and gothic. I don't know if those are the vibes that people will hear in this sonic excursion, but that's what came to my head almost immediately. And then throughout the track, I had that feeling of like some different sonic atmospheres coming together to create this really unique tune. I like the vocals. I feel like we did hear more than one person over the course of the song, but I like the lead vocals. I'm assuming that was a male vocal. Sometimes, I'm not quite sure. There were a couple moments where I was like, oh wait, is that right? But again, I'm assuming that's what I heard. And I enjoy the reference to the change of seasons. Like for me, it makes me think of Vivaldi, but I'm also thinking that that is not only a metaphor or even a literal expression of the passage of time in a yearly sense, but that can also refer as a figurative meaning to someone's life, to enter the winter of your life at the end, but to be in, the spring of your life at the beginning, when life is burgeoning and born. So I wondered if that line was functioning on multiple levels. I do wonder, like the idea of something that is a flash in the night, which we heard the title line specifically, whether the seasons could be more condensed, and the idea that something came into being in this dark nighttime atmosphere. It had the lifespan it did, and then it dissipated, it fizzled out, it disappeared, and maybe there's a bit of mystery to that. Maybe that could be some conceptual sonic styling. But I wondered whether the four seasons, or I don't think it said the four seasons, but moving through the seasons was a metaphor again for life, but on a condensed scale in relation to something that is incredibly brief and transitory. So yeah, I'd have to hear it some more. I'm sure Stephan and some others may have some comments about the lyrics, but yeah, I enjoyed the sonic environment of the tune more than anything, and I did enjoy the vocals too. So a cool track. I wonder, again, when you hear a Lucky Dip, it's always like, is this reflective of their larger catalog? Is it somewhat of an outlier? Are they varied enough that, like, sure, it's representative, but in part because they do all these other things too. So they've done this style, but they do this style and that style, this genre, and so on. So not knowing anything about them, my brain wonders how reflective of their general sound this is. As I said, there's a bit of a dance floor feel, so, as someone who listens to a lot of dance music from 80s synth pop to 90s trance to 2025 techno, I'm always down for a 4/4 beat and a steady rhythm with some electronic sounds. So yeah, I enjoyed this one, and I wonder, as I said, the degree to which they are internationally known, whether they're a bit more niche, whether they are internationally known but are still, sort of a cult following type of group. Nevertheless, I am intrigued. Once again, shout out to Stephan. Let me know what you think of this one, and I will see you next time. Peace.